Meeting is on.
Breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
All right, I feel better now. Took a shower. Okay, let's get into it. So you wanna? These are the method trainings that you believe are more applicable to start with, right? And we want to prioritize them.
Well, this is all we covered for today. So, I mean, there could definitely be more that are super important. Let me just quickly review the list.
I know there is more, but I mean, yeah. But
The
these are the
trajectory
ones that we
model,
covered today. Saying, okay.
the network model, the web model, the management.
I mean,
I feel like sociocracy, segmentation, team dynamics. Oh my God. Evaluation. I mean, I feel like all of these here are all super duper important. So we can put.
Yeah, but the problem, Jay, is that.
What's the problem?
Yeah, the problem is that, I mean, okay, I mean, maybe I know what you're going to answer, but I mean, of course, I mean, if I think about Alberto, there's two things here. Here, 117, 120, and they're just.
Which one?
Just reading them, I mean, line 100, 120. They're just reading them. They like, I don't know, I want to know more. I want to get into it immediately, but it's not the time. So, my feeling is that we need to find the right training order, prioritization, of course, but also in the right order to manage to get. I don't know. I mean, workers like excited and follow us with the heart and not with just the.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
But I know what you would say. I know what you would answer me. You would answer me, yeah, but Alberto, it's not about any specific person. It's about the broader picture. So let's just prioritize, and do the work, and then everything's gonna take care of itself. Because I mean, I get just so. I mean, I'm already not at my best today, but
All right, we'll cut a deal. Okay, you ready?
okay.
You can choose one, and then I'll give you a little. We'll do a little training on one thing, and then we have to prioritize first, and then we'll do whatever you want to. We'll spend a little time on whatever we want to choose, which is any method you want, any model, any method, any system evaluating, and we'll go through it.
That I want as Alberto, or I want as component of.
Just you want as Alberto, because you're the one here. You can choose one training, one method, one model, one anything you want, and we'll do that as soon as we finish our prioritization.
Okay, I already chose. 135.
What did you choose?
The transformation model, caterpillar into butterfly approach, the science of the actual cellular transformation.
Okay, so we'll talk about that next. So let's just do some prioritization, and then of course, like, you know, this is just to get us started. We can obviously change the priority order whenever we want to. So for me, the first and most important,
Yeah,
obviously,
I'm gonna put this.
method.
Oh yeah. Oh, you did that as well. We did that together. So I'm gonna just. Oh my God! No, 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 no. Hey, hey. Did a mess. Wait. Okay. So we did it together and it just
Well,
went
that's
crazy.
not a big deal. So this is
Yeah.
Jay, this is Alberto, and this is the prioritize for order of change.
Of course.
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
All right, let's do it for 30-second stretch, and then we'll keep
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, stretched.
Okay. Okay, so maybe I'm getting it wrong, right? So here is getting trained about the method, not about the output that the method produces, right?
It's kind of like the question is how and why, not what and when. You know, it's like how and why we do things, not what and when we do.
I'm not ready
Right.
down because
So how and why we do not what and when. So the when would be our deadlines, and the what would be our like specific work responsibilities, right? So this is why
yeah, because I
we
mean,
do what we
the
do,
work,
and how do we do it, right?
yeah, with the intent, with the goal to become more efficient, more functional.
Exactly. Yeah. So
What do
like
we
for
want to prioritize?
example, one of our most important is going to be our work methods training. Super duper important.
Yeah, yeah. For example, the work rhythm model. Although it's very important itself. I mean, the important thing is that we just do it. It's not really important that people get
Why?
understand
Yeah.
too much
Yeah.
why.
The work rhythm model, like it's so simple. Like I don't even know if we really need to do training in the first round. Like that could come later to really understand the details of the dynamics of it. You know, so I don't know. I don't know if it's a priority to train right away, right? For me, I'm looking at the top 5 to 10 trainings. What are our top 5 to 10 trainings, and then whatever doesn't fit in our top 5 to 10, we'll go into the next round of trainings, right? Because this is basically like stage 5 methods,
Pause.
and then it'll be
Please
stage 6
stop.
methods, stage
Close
7
your
methods,
eyes.
stage 8 methods.
Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So the methods training never ends.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I'm definitely
And
gonna
this is
die with
also
that.
why I mean, the vortex model is so core and so important. I mean, we wouldn't be where we are now without it. But at the same time, it's not the most important method that a new recruit learns, right? They'll pick up and understand the vortex over time, but that might come in the stage 6 or even stage 7. So we'll get to the vortex model, but the vortex model is actually quite advanced. know what I mean? Like we don't need to start with the vortex model. They need to work up to that, you know?
Yeah, I believe that they just made a lot of confusion. Everybody said before, but there was just a bit I said to not my usual set. Anyway, said what I was going to say. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, this could be. I don't. I
You know, if
don't
we want to
really.
be efficient and effective, like our team dynamics model is very important, you know?
Okay. Right. I mean, I couldn't give our metaphor is that team is co-creating for impulse versus set. I mean, this I believe is simple. Start of everything. This native prince of seventh generation. I mean, no idea.
The what? The native principles of 7 generations? Oh yeah, that's like
Yeah.
core
Uh,
Native American principle for sure.
yeah, but since I mean, I have no idea, and still,
Well, you talk about 7 steps ahead. Every decision we make, not only are we thinking 7 steps ahead, it's way beyond that. We are thinking literally 7
seventh generation.
generations of future generations ahead with every single decision and every possible outcome, not just for ourselves, but literally hundreds and hundreds of years, if not 1,000 years.
Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
And it's important to understand that that's not related to just the quote important decisions, end quote. Every single decision is in context of 7 generations into the future. Every decision, no matter how small or how big, all decisions. Because there's just no such thing as a irrelevant decision, right? To basically minimize a decision is exactly why we end up in the mess that we're in, because basically people think, oh, it doesn't matter, it's just this one time, right? But we know that's just complete false. You know, it's a falsehood. Everything matters, and nothing is ever once. It's like the Wix decision, right? It's like
Yeah,
matters what platform we use and how much money we spend, and it's never once. It's always going to be again and again and again and again and again. All
yeah.
right, we're looking good here. Let's see
Oh,
what it
yeah,
looks like.
because I mean, exactly. We need to take serious things serious. We do take serious, but every decision matters because we don't know. We know that if we know that by understanding and by following the method that every decision matters, no matter how small or how big, we know that this prepares us for everything that's going to be in the future that we don't know yet. But we know that what we know is that we follow our methods through the policies, and so we take every decision. We every decision matters. Yeah, I mean even the decision. But this is something that I also learned the hard way. So yeah, yeah. So I take very serious everything. Although I did
So I
terrible
would.
mistake.
Mhm.
Okay.
Cool. So I would say these top 6 would be the first set, and then maybe some of these other ones are in the second set. So this would be like stage 5 methods, and then you'd have stage 6 methods. So which is more more like advanced training. But in the context of the one that is actually kind of problematic is obviously number 4, the team dynamics model, because we know how important team dynamics is and we know what this is, but we still never done it, and we're not doing it, and it's brand new. So this is one that we need to address. That makes sense?
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So
And
as,
this is
as I
also
told you before, yeah, as I told you before, I mean, it's the truth that if you cannot explain something, no matter how difficult, no matter how complicated, but you need to find a way to explain in simple terms. It means that you don't understand. So if you would ask me, Alberto, what is the team dynamics? I would start going to some tangents and some.
yeah, yeah.
I would be able. I would be able. I
Well,
don't know. I don't know. What it is. I don't understand.
we've never we approved a proposal to do the team dynamics. I can't. What is it? A team dynamics report? I don't remember what
Yeah,
it's called.
it's the policy keeping the policy keeper that we
I
approved.
don't. I don't. I don't know. I just my understanding is that we're just required to have a team dynamics uh, profile or whatever. I don't know, but the point is that we've never done it before. It's brand new. We've never even made it a topic ever. Right?
Yeah.
The proposal came out of something else. That, like you're saying, it came out of our discussion about something else, like policy keeping. So the team dynamics model, you know, I can't even describe it exactly because we've never done it. But what I can say is that it's so important because if our goal is to be efficient as a team, if we don't understand the dynamics of our team, we're never going to be able to work together at the highest level. Right? And what's so good about understanding team dynamics is that you go through each individual in the team as a individual contributor. And unlike every single other component of everything else in the whole organizational model, our entire system of organizing and work is that no individual is required to accomplish that work, right? The whole point is to organize the work in a way that the individual is replaceable and you can train a new person, right? That's what we're responsibly organizing, and that's everything we do. It's all based on not being dependent on the individual. Does that make sense?
Okay.
With team dynamics, it's exactly the opposite. The whole point of team dynamics is understanding Alberto as an individual on the team. What are your limitations? What are your strengths? For example, the perfect thing that goes in the team dynamics profile is that Alberto you need to say, silent Alberto, whatever, like that right there in terms of dealing with Alberto when he goes on a tangent or when he gets too intense or whatever. That's a team dynamic. That's something that you just tend to do, and we can address that
Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say and take a break
by
for 6
understanding as a
minutes.
team on how to be more effective in addressing situations. Like I have limitations as well, right? Including, English and other things like that we've talked about in the last couple of days. So every single worker has a limitation and also has, preferences that if we all learn those limitations and preferences, we will better be able to work together and stay on track and stay focused and achieve our goals and be successful. So it's quite a simple process. What it's going to look like and exactly how it's evolves, we'll have to see. But basically, you just go through each individual, you understand their strengths and their weaknesses, and you understand how you can engage with them. That is the team dynamics profile. Okay, and we should just do it. Super key. All right, I think that looks like a pretty good
I got
priority
it
list.
now. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think I got it. Thank you so much.
And it's all about the examples, right? Examples help so much. So example would be
Can I ask you something? I mean, it's a methodology session. I don't know, but I mean, it would be evaluation session. But can you give me like three quickly out of your? I mean, without telling the truth. Don't refrain. So uh, just three weaknesses and three strengths that you believe I should work on.
Do you want to do that instead of the
Or-
transformation model?
I don't know. I mean,
And like, you know, going, but anyways, like I don't want to go into the team dynamics right now. Let's go into that when we want to prioritize it, you know, as its own topic and really get into it. You know, and then we'll go through strengths and weaknesses and, you know, limitations and how to support and help workers in the best way that works for them as an individual.
yes, okay.
Yeah, but obviously, I mean, for me, it's always easier to focus on the problems, right, than to focus on the what goes well. Because I mean, obviously, there's a million things you do well, and that's why where we are right now. Like you've been amazing over the last like 6 months in getting us organized and focused and understanding
Yeah,
me.
but
The fact that you can even understand me is unbelievable. But the problems are very clear, which is that, you know, getting off topic, going,
yeah,
in other directions. Like you don't manipulate the decision-making process, which is great. So you understand that very, very well. But there is another component to decision-making, which is called acting out. Okay, so this is very, very high level advanced things, right? So when you talk about, oh, the rhythm is so important, oh, and the policies are so important, they are important because of one thing: the inability of individuals to professionally be present to transform the world as a decision maker, right? If you have a trained person who understands global organizing to the highest level, they don't need any policies, they don't need any rhythm, because they will sit down and they will work with a group of people. As long as everybody else in that group, let's say you have 5 people who are all highest level trained organizers and understand how to work together in global organizing systems, they don't need policies, they don't need all these rhythms and all these things to force them into something, because they just already do it naturally. And they listen to each other and they communicate and they understand, and then they make decisions and they do it very quickly and efficiently, because you already know how to do it. All the policies, all of the systems, all of the rhythm, all of that is to basically force a group of people who have no idea what they're doing into following a system that is productive, right? So
yeah,
in that context, I'm not saying that all those things aren't important. They're still important, because anybody can get off track. But at highest level organizing, there is something called acting out. Okay? And the context of acting out has nothing to do with manipulating. It has everything to do with not being 100% perfectly focused and present on the objective of the needs of the group. Right? Anything that goes in the way for that. So an example could be, if you're in an in-person meeting or either not, you pick up your phone and you get distracted with the text real quick, automatically acting out, right? You're taking away your attention from the moment of the group, right? Bringing in and getting on a tangent or talking about something that's irrelevant can be considered a very low level of acting out. A really bad level of acting out would be, like, for example, sometimes someone falls asleep or just leaves without saying something, and they don't actually acknowledge that they're not there, whatever. Those are very bad level acting out. Like, you do not just fall asleep. You do not just like close your eyes. You do not leave without saying that you need 5 minutes or whatever. Like, there's a whole system of integrity that when you're engaging with a group and you're making decisions together as a group, there's just things that you don't do. And when you do those things, you lose the integrity of the group and you lose the integrity of the continuity of the moment. Okay?
And the break. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
And that's like very, very, very high level advanced systems and trainings, right? So overall, you hit the level of beginning to act out on many different various occasions and getting into other things that are difficult to stay focused on and go through the system at a much more rapid pace. Like, once you really get focused and you're just like bam, 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 you can go so much faster and so much more efficiently and so much more organized. But you can only do that as a team. Like, obviously, I can't do that with anyone here, even Mel. I mean, Mel is not a super efficient, effective organizer, like I probably met in my entire life somewhere like less than 25 people who are like just unbelievable organizers, who are just like bam, 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 bam. Like if you put me in a room with people at that level, you know, and I'm not like the best in the world by any.
That's what we are looking for. That's what we're looking for. Of course.
No,
I mean, I
no,
understand.
no, we're not looking for that. Like the FQV and the whole model of FQV is we want to work with normal everyday people throughout the world. We are not looking for high level advanced organizers, but we need to train people to become high level advanced organizers in order to achieve our goals, because there does need to be people who are in charge and making decisions at a rapid pace. But most of the people don't need to do that, right? You just need a very small group of people to deal with the most difficult, fast-paced issues. Like, for example, when we talk about executive priorities lists, like me, you, and Joyce work on that. I don't think really anyone else does. And it's just like we have to go through like 100 things between executive priorities, money priorities, and asset priorities. There's literally like 100, if not more, things that we have to go through almost every week. You know, like most people can't handle that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, and yeah, I mean, you're right, you're totally right.
But it's like those are things that don't just like happen automatically. You have to really like gain the skills and understanding, and know what the most advanced that you have gotten so far.
Yeah,
The most important thing that you do that is defines your ability to be an advanced organizer is that you have checked yourself and you already understand and realize your place in the world and a relationship with other people in terms of one being a from upper class, right, or being upper middle class, right, and two being basically white male, right, and basically being a male at all and being a white male at that, right? So
Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
the fact that you're beginning the process of how do I change my relationships with the group and the team to improve equality and engagement and empowerment, that process that you're going through is all that matters, right? That will lead to the highest levels of organizing, because that is what organizing is all about, right? So I went through all of that before, but I went through that in like 1999 and in 2000 and 2001, right? It took like 2 or 3 years just to go through the basic principles. And by the time like I was, in 5, 6 years, I was pretty much advanced already in relationship to full intercultural and interdisciplinary organizing with dozens, if not hundreds, of organizations and communities, that have very different perspectives and different cultures and different you know um, races, everything, right? So it takes time, many years to get these things, and you're already doing it, so there's no hurry.
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you're totally right. So that's why, I mean, maybe we're gonna do it. Yeah, we should do it like a topic, because I would really like to have like a topic to really get a thorough evaluation from you about my weaknesses and my strengths, and how to improve them both. I mean, I understand my I understand my weaknesses, but I mean, there's some weaknesses that it's just very difficult to I mean, at one point, I mean, I understand that at one point I am limited. I don't know. I mean, my
But
place
again, it's just
is
like it's just like you're saying, we need a topic on this and we need agreement to do it, and right now.
yes,
And
yeah,
so
we don't.
based on our model, to do anything except for what has been agreed on is literally the definition of acting out and going on a tangent and not focusing on what was agreed as a group and as the team. So it's just like if what we're talking about here is improving, then it's just like, how can I sit here and listen to you go against what we said we would focus on without bringing that up? You know, that look, we need, you know, if we want to improve, then let's just keep practicing getting back focused on what we said we were going to do.
Time for breath.
Yeah.
Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
Yeah, and let's go back and talk about what I would like to say, finish this, that maybe can improve in any ways. I mean, I know that you're very, you consider very much the human being, right? The human being, the human factor. I know that. I feel that. And I see that. But I mean, what I think could be helpful, maybe, is just that with me, you can just be super straight, right? If you want to say, Roberto, basta, we're going off topic, we're going to talk it another time, basta, let's go forward. Like, don't stay there and maybe try to find a gentle way, right, to maybe tell me things. Just be straight, Jay, because we don't have time to waste. I know I have a lot of flaws, and I know that you would say that because anything that you would say to me, I mean, I never take anything personally. That you, whatever, anything that you might or might not, with you is just total harmony. So I don't anything I take personally. I know what our goals are. I know where we're gonna go, and I know perfectly that
Okay.
we're gonna go there only with yeah. Okay.
So
Finish.
if we want to try to practice, if we want to try to practice me communicating directly and straight, right? It's Alberto. We need to get through this work very, very quickly because I need to move on. I got other things to do. We need to check in on the whole Mel situation, and I want nothing more than to set up my Mac studio. And so this is just not my priority.
Okay, Jay. Okay.
I'm sitting here staring at it. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like salivating.
I can imagine.
Thing here. When I'm like, I get like, oh my god, you got to be kidding me! I'm sitting here on this MacBook Air, and I can barely see the screen, and it hurts to like sit here like this, and I'm just like over it. You have no idea. So anyways, hopefully that gives you a perspective in terms of like where I'm at.
Just tell me everything you need to tell me straight, no problem. Yeah. Whatever is there,
but I mean, we will always get everything. We'll always get there. At the right time will come up to do whatever we.
Yeah, but I feel that sometimes you take some I don't know how to say it, too much manners, right? Because it's just the way you are. But I mean, with me, don't worry about that. Just go straight.
All right, I'll keep talking, but it's like, you know, I think another thing about it is like you say something once, you say it again, you say it 5 more times, and you're still not.
Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
You say it 5 times. While it's like, why even say it a 6th time? Why even say it a 7th time? It's like I shouldn't have to say, you know, 8 times that we need to focus on the topic. Like that's unacceptable. That's unprofessional, and it's not my job to tell you 8 times that you need to do something. Like I'll tell you once, but that's what I request to you. I can be straightforward and direct to you, but I say it once. If you don't get it, it's like, okay, you know, that's not my responsibility to say it to you 8 times. You know?
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's just get focused in here and just do this. So
yes,
I think we are done with the methods and the stage 5 and the stage 6 method training as far as like the initial setup. Yeah, your question. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, question. So the team dynamics, are we gonna keep it this order, or we kind of wanna kind of prioritize it more because what you said before, that I mean it's something that really would be really helpful, right, to understand it, and we never had like a topic, we never.
Yeah, well, the thing is that the team dynamic model is totally separate from the team dynamic profile, which is the work that we need to do, which will involve responsibility organizing and probably management check-ins regularly. So the model itself and the method is separate from the actual work. So what we need to prioritize is the work immediately, whereas the method, we don't really need to talk about that for another 3 months. You know?
And we don't have any. Okay, perfect. Okay, I think we are okay on this.
Yeah. So yeah, so I mean, let's just put a task here. So the task, I'll put it in line 143. The task would be to add dynamic profile creation to our priorities list. So I believe it's already in the executive priorities. So I don't know if we want to add it to the management priorities. Where else could we add it? We could add it into our evaluation priorities. We can add it into our possible topics for main session tomorrow. Right? Eval priorities, main topic for tomorrow. So anyways, there's a lot of places that we could move and prioritize that forward. Okay?
Yes. I mean, it makes
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
okay. Let's stretch. Okay. So, so then one thing, Jay. You're there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna help us containing Alberto in a more efficient way, so without any concern about mannerism. I think that's the right word. That's and I'm gonna be very strict on the rhythm. Okay.
Oh my God.
I believe that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay. Very like I think that the rhythm is key, like really key.
Absolutely. I mean, how many times did I talk
feel
about
it.
the rhythm before we set it up? It was literally like hundreds and hundreds of times I brought up the rhythm all the time, every single session for years and years and years. So now that we finally have it, yes, it is. We just gotta keep prioritizing it more and more and more. Also, since you're talking about it, I will mention
Yeah.
that I have the model for the Rhythm 2.0.
No.
So you know, maybe in a couple months we can prioritize that, or maybe after our launch. And it's not like the rhythm we have now is perfectly fine, but the next iteration is going to be, you know, better, to say the least.
Yeah, we cannot launch with this rhythm. For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, not we can launch with this rhythm, but we want to have something that's the level of the launch. This is just a fix, a quick fix that we created, which is super cool. But yeah, I agree. Okay.
So if we want a Rhythm 2.0 for the launch, let's add that to our launch priorities. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
All right. So do we want to talk about the transformation model, or can we just move on and like go into the view up and then wrap up?
I promise you, I'm not going to bring you too long, but if you could just give me just a quick definition what it is, then I promise you, we're not.
Okay.
I'm not going to bring us into. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll come down to line 190. But you understand the idea that a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, right?
Yeah, I understand what is written there, but and it's
So
Time
like
to pause. Please
two
stop.
bumps.
Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Okay.
So when a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, it's a transformational process, right? You understand that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So when the caterpillar becomes a butterfly, do you know what happens to the caterpillar before it turns into a butterfly?
I don't know exactly what it happens. No, I would say no. No, I don't want to use it.
the on
I
on
don't
a
know.
on
I don't know.
a macro level, the caterpillar liquefies. Right? So the entire caterpillar basically disconnects itself and turns into a liquid. Right? It basically liquefies. Does that make sense? Like a slime? Like it doesn't, there's no shape. Its shape is completely dissolved. Like there's no caterpillar after it. It basically creates the crystallisis, and then within the crystallisis, the caterpillar itself basically dissolves. Okay?
Okay.
And this is going to the scientific processes. It's at it's at a cellular level. This goes into our cellular systems and cellular organizing. But within the cell, basically these processes and proteins start popping up that model what would be the eventual butterfly. And I need to study more about this myself because it's super important to the transformation and everything. But my understanding is that the immune system of the caterpillar attacks the butterfly. So every time proteins and or cellular transformations where a cell or something divide and co-create something for the purpose of the butterfly, they get attacked by the immune system of the caterpillar. So in other words, the butterfly is actually a foreign invader inside of the caterpillar. Does that sort of make sense?
Yeah, I'm absorbing. Yeah.
So there's only just two other things. Like eventually, in terms of just speeding it all up, the butterfly just keeps coming and coming and coming, like with all the little microbial proteins, and eventually it'll engulf one cell, and then it'll get attacked again, and it'll just go back and forth until eventually it wins out the attack, and then you get.
Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So eventually you get one like unit of a butterfly, right, that is able to sustain itself and withstand the attack of the caterpillar immune system, basically, right? And then you'll get another one, and eventually they kind of like clump together, and that's the unification, where you just get all these random, what seems like random co-creations of butterfly that then kind of pop up and then slowly come together and unify, and then basically that process slowly evolves into eventually getting into getting a butterfly. And so so that's the scientific understanding. Obviously, there's so many more details that we need to learn about and understand. But the bigger conscious picture of the idea of the difference between linear and transformative cycles, right, is that in a linear cycle you do incremental change. You just all this like slow changing over time. Whereas with a transformative model, instead of a linear model, all the change happens simultaneously at once, and it's a full-fledged transformation. There is no linear process to it. It's a cyclical process, and it all happens simultaneously. And that is the model that we are all about. And in a cyclical process, when you are the closest to the transformation, it feels like you're the furthest away. When you're the closest to transforming, it feels like you're in the worst possible situation. When you're about to transform, it's as if everything has completely collapsed and fallen apart. So in the cyclical model of understanding, the closer you get to the transformation itself, the further it seems like you are about to solve all of your problems. In the actual flip over to the new model, and the new organism is so small and minute, and then it just slowly builds up from there, and then you realize that, okay, all of your problems have been solved, you just didn't even know. So it's a fascinating approach to societal evolution, to evolve in a transformative way instead of in a linear way. And it is a very different model, but it is the
Close
foundation.
your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
But it's the foundation to everything related to, you know, unity. And you can think of our one of our mission statements, right, is total societal transformation at every level, right? To unite all people in
Yeah.
social movements for total societal transformation at every level, right? That's one of the missions that we have, right? Is that, like, I'll say it again because it's so powerful, right?
Yes.
To unite all people and social movements together for total societal transformation at every level. And all of those words are so important in the relationship to each other, in the whole, especially the at every level. And at every level is where the mo comes in. Because if all you care about is just transforming one thing, all you need is one organization. If you want to transform all of society, you can only do that with a mo. Because you have to be able to interact with every single branch of society. And society is literally built to fragment and separate everybody apart, right? So if you have a nonprofit organization, your society, literally, you will not be able to interact with 90% of society because you're a nonprofit organization, and 90% of society is not a nonprofit organization. So you basically have no way to interact with it. So if you want to actually transform all of society, you have to have an organizational matrix that works works with and transforms every single type of organization that exists, which is what a mo is. All right. So, anyways,
Wow.
I think I kind of gave you a breakdown on that, but that's transformation. Obviously, is the core fundamental principle
Wow.
of everything that we're doing.
Now I understand what the mo is.
Yeah. Yeah. So the whole purpose of the mo is not nothing about organizing. It's all about transformation. To understand that only through branching into every component of society can you actually unite all of society. Like, you can't unite society with a single organization because society, by definition, has been designed to be fragmented and separated into all of these different types of systems that can't interact with each other. So the only way to be able to interact with them is to branch into those different fragmented sections of society.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I kind of had felt it, but now that you explained it so
Time to
well,
take a break.
I get it,
Please
and
stop.
I got
Write down whatever
goosebumps.
you were about to say.
Okay,
Take a
The,
break for 6 minutes.
the
cool.
second time, I'm getting, third
Let's
time
go
I'm
ahead
getting.
and break.
Let's take a break. Yes, break.
And then when we come back, let's go
We
ahead
can
and
wrap.
we can do a quick wrap up, and we can just cover Mel and the wrap up, all right?
Yes, we can. Some quick updates. Break.
works really well. You pass it to the ability to fix it. So for that, let's give it half an hour more, and we'll be done with our what? I don't know. We haven't talked about that. I'm trying to cancel that.
Hey, Jay. Hello, Jay.
All right. So, anything else on the method training actually, one other thing on method training. So line 1 we need to create the method training, right? And for stage 5.
And the break. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
Okay. All right. Anything else on method training, or we good?
We are good.
Yeah. So wrap up.
Yeah. So, okay, next
So
next
for me,
steps.
the only what?
Yeah, next step. So we have next steps that I wanted to just write down. So, Jay, do not hold back on containing Alberto. And Alberto, do not hold back on. How can you say not following the three? Okay. Yes, Mel. Mel, what about it?
So we just have the priority of the evergreen email. So I mean, it's 90% completed. So it's just a matter of one last run through from now, right?
Yeah, a couple of details, and then to me, I didn't have any second thoughts.
Are there any? So yeah. So can you check in with her and make sure that there's no other considerations for that? And then basically, whether I send it or she sends it or whatever, it just doesn't matter. We're just going to send it to Evergreen, and then that'll be done, right? But I don't even care if we send it by the deadline. We just need to make sure there's agreement on the letter that we can send it by the deadline. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, are there any other deadlines besides Evergreen?
Yeah, the management status group.
When's that due?
Tomorrow is what?
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
So I
tomorrow,
mean,
but,
I don't know what people want to do, but basically this we could do main session and work on this instead.
let's see. I think I'm gonna do it in a few days.
Right.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
I'm gonna do it set dream work maybe half an hour, 1 hour after we
Okay, whatever's fine. But that could be how we can avoid half pay shop. And is there anything else that is upcoming deadline? I'm assuming we have executive support
I mean,
priorities coming up soon
I
too.
cannot hear very well. Yeah, so the priority is the 18th. So hopefully
Yeah.
we will manage. I postponed my trip Friday because of the main session. I have a lot to go over, but I see tomorrow with when we're there. But I have the priority. I can do the updates. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna be working now for sure. Sometime tomorrow to try to eat everything.
Can you hear me still?
A break. Huh?
Can you hear me?
This break. This 3 days break.
Hear
Really,
me?
really. Yeah, not very well. Not very well. Kind
Okay.
of.
I don't know why you can't hear me, but that all
Can
sounds
I
good.
kind
So
of?
in terms of the funds, do we need to worry about any other transfers, or are we just gonna wait till I have to get back on all that, or?
No, I mean, yeah, this is an important. This is an important. This is an important thing to cover quickly. So I transferred more about 4,000 more today, and then because I didn't have the limits with Binance, I had to do some more verification to get more limits, and it takes like 48 hours. They said so. They were letting me do only 10,000 reais per transaction, which is like $2,000, right? So and it's about 45,000 reais that I still had to send to close the 12,000. The only problem is that it took long, or the bank was verifying, and at one point they blocked my bank application for security reasons. So tomorrow I'm gonna call my manager. Hopefully she's gonna release it without me having to go to the bank, which is just draining. And yeah, but tomorrow, and this is okay. So as SVG, I'm not worried, but as you transfer to SVG, I'm not worried as ACU. But the 25,000, I mean, we're gonna do it on Tuesday, next asset session. We don't have the token yet. We don't have everything
Time
set up.
for
Or
breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
Yeah, all that sounds good. Yeah, so I mean, banking issues is not surprising at all. So it's totally normal. And
always.
then as far as always, and so as far as dealing with the sim, obviously it's not ready yet. So that'll be ready
Yeah,
next week. Whenever we
ideally next
prioritize
Tuesday.
when you get back. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, so we're on the same line. But there shouldn't be problems tomorrow to complete the SDG. And I mean,
Well, and I
I'm
can't.
definitely going through a big transformation. So yeah. So also, I
So I
would like
can't.
for you to contain me because sometimes I
$7,579
how
receipt.
much?
$7,579 total receipt. Right, and then in
Uh,
addition to that, there's also the Bitcoin, which was 0.00437.
yes,
Okay.
those are the
So
1,050 for the setup. So these are not
yeah,
these are the cost of the setup. So this
yeah,
is
but
covered
that's
up.
the total. That's the total receipt so far. All right.
Okay, yeah. So no, and one last thing then, the fact of containing me, maybe I'm going through a very big transformation, like energetically, like very strong. So that's why I also need these 3 days because I'm yeah, I mean, and so the fact of you containing me is also on that side, because sometimes people are not ready maybe to hear some things, and we want people to take us serious, and if we I understand, like today, I understand that I crossed some boundaries that the team was I don't believe he was ready to hear it, but it was just very low energy. So the fact that I'm also asking you just on the work, but in general, just contain me. I feel that it's not it doesn't feel very well. I'm going a bit too, especially, I mean, because we want people to take us seriously, right? So they need to be ready when they understand.
So that also relates to my new policy keeping and evaluation model that I have proposed, that I've been wanting to propose for a week or two, which is real time. And I'm very excited about it because it will allow.
Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
It will allow for real time feedback and addressing everything that I brought up, anywhere from policy issues to, acting out, facilitation, to staying focused, everything, all in real time. So it's very exciting. It's very simple. I think it's going to be very transformational for the team to get real time feedback on everything constantly, as opposed to, oh, we're only going to review and do policy keeping once per session if we're lucky at the end, or once per week, or once every 3 days, or once blah blah blah. And so in this new model, it's like real time, all the time, anytime, double time. So it's like, it's really cool. I'm excited about it. So I want to present that and vote on it. And then like, let's say you're going off track in real time. I don't even have to say anything. I can just be, if we just do like 0 to 9, for example, and like we're like 7, everything's going well, 6, 7, 7, 6, 7, things are going good. And then Alberto suddenly goes totally off track, and I'm like, 5, and Alberto goes more off track, and 4, and Alberto's like completely off track, 3, 3, 2, and Alberto starts going into some other random tangent and talking weird, and then I'm like 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, and it's like, we're obviously off track, and you can see it in real time. So it's like literally in the moment without even having to say a word. So it's really cool. You're gonna love it.
Yeah. Can't wait for sure. Excited.
So let's make sure we prioritize that tomorrow at the main session. Let's just add that. So main session tomorrow, policy, updated policy on policy keeping. So updated policy. I'm really excited about that. I've been talking about wanting to do this for almost like a couple weeks. Like, it's been like 2 weeks now. I'll put that in the core team as well. All right. Okay, cool. So, and then there's one other thing that is related to deadlines, which is the payroll. So payroll doesn't have a deadline, but it is a deadline in and of itself, and we needed to review the process for the special token, and how we want to move forward with this all in relationship to the payroll. So that's another thing that I can easily go over with Ate or anyone else. You don't really need to do that, or we could go over that at the main session tomorrow, along with Lucas, right?
Stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, let's try to do that tomorrow in main session, but we'll see. I mean, heroes.
So let's just make a list of options for main session tomorrow. So option for main session.
Your Joyce coming back for sure.
Joyce is going to be there tomorrow?
No. She said until Friday, right?
Okay. Yeah, Joyce coming back will be fabulous. Oh my God, Joyce is like our number 3. Are you kidding me? Ideally, to make Joyce our number 2 or number 1 even. I mean, she has so much potential, Alberto. I feel like she is in so many ways everything that me, you, and Mel are not.
You know what I'm talking about? As far as me, you, and Mel, like a meeting with me, you, and Mel can go freaking way out there and like get so far gone, and then and like off topic and off everything, right? Which is good. It's fun and exciting and momentum building and all that. But you can sit there with Joyce and you can get organized and focused and like project management and like coordination and like she has the potential to hold a tight ship and keep things afloat when the rest of us might let it sink. So I definitely want to continue to empower Joyce more and more. She has so much potential.
Yes, get all this training well organized.
Mhm.
No, let's understand the method.
Yeah,
Understand
yeah.
the method.
I wouldn't mind doing like a Joyce session, like where we just schedule a session just for Joyce and we try to train her on everything she wants to know during that hour or two. All right. So what else for the main session
Yeah.
tomorrow? We have half pay stop for this is management, and let's see, then we've got uncussed evergreen might come up. Anything else, or is that everything? The main session tomorrow. Let's see if there's anything else here in topics. Other topics. Okay, I think it's everything. We're good.
Yeah, as evergreen and the policy that you just mentioned. Right.
I got that right there. It's
Yeah.
update policy and policy keep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
All right.
Do you want to start check out?
What? I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear
You
you.
want to do checkouts now?
Yeah, I feel good to move forward to checkouts. Yes.
All right,
Do
let's
you
check
have
out.
anything else? Yeah. Okay. Please, Jay, after you.
So I'm going to give this session a I'm going to actually give this session a 6.9. And the reason is because I was very impressed at when I came in. Like I missed an hour and a half of the session at least. And I came in, everything was organized, the topic was great, everybody was focused on methodology, understanding the bigger picture. I mean, what a fabulous session. Like everybody learned so much. I learned a lot. Like how you couldn't expect anything better. We followed the rhythm really good, you know. So very, very good session. I'll be working on, getting the studio set up. Oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah. Please
So
do.
that's
Please do.
basically my top priority is getting the studio set up and reconfiguring my whole workspace that I've been wanting to set up for,
Yeah.
at least 3 to 5 years, if not a decade. And so this is very, very, very exciting. I'm
Fine.
very happy that my, mom wanted to do this. Who knows, maybe it has to do with the fact that I've been like helping so much with her and my dad and everything. Maybe she just felt thankful and wanted to help me out. But anyways, you made sure you and James made sure that I jumped on the opportunity and didn't let her take back her
Yeah.
her gift. So it's
Yeah, I mean,
in hand.
you're giving you're giving you're giving me too much credit. It was them. I mean, we
Oh
just
yeah,
put it
totally.
there. We said, right, let's talk about it, and it happened.
Yeah, so it was perfect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, we have the main session tomorrow. I personally am just like ready to take the rest of the night off. I know we have the money session, but in some ways, me setting up this studio computer is going to be the most important thing for all of our assets, all of our finances, all of our money, all of our organized. I mean, there's just like I can't think of anything more important for all of the finances and assets and money and everything.
Time for breath.
So I
Please
don't know.
stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So yeah, so I would propose that.
Yeah. Jay, don't worry. Yes, focus on the studio and me as well. I'm not gonna go into any body team. I wanna work on. I wanna work with the work done quickly. There's so much that needs to be have the review and also some work needs to be done. Some work needs to be reviewed. I just want to focus on that for 1-2 hours. Get as much as possible done.
Great. All that sounds awesome. So we're on the same page. So the only other
are.
thing I want to mention, which I am delighted about, which is so subtle, but it was there, is at the end of that meeting. No, at the like the late middle of the meeting, right? When all of the old world workers checked out, I heard something different that I feel like I've never heard before, right? And it was there was leadership, there was interest, there was some sort of spark there where it felt like, you know, the four of them were like, maybe we'll do something on our own without Alberto and Jacob, right? Where it's just like, or Jay, right? And it was just like, that was kind of interesting. You know, I'm not going to hold my breath, but it's like they implied that they were going to try to put something together for Hydra and possibly in a week or two even make a proposal for setting up Hydra. Like, I mean, if that happens, that would be jaw-dropping and would mean that Old World is coming. It might take 6 months or a year, but Old World will eventually come. If they can get Hydra set up, Alberto, without us, eventually that means Old World will get set up on its own. Jaw-dropping, if that is the case. So that I saw that, a hint of that. Very
And this is Joyce and Ate. I mean, as you said, Joyce has so much potential, but Ate has very strong energy, and Ate has shifted like very much. I mean, she's really focused, like she believes it, right? She's believing, and she is pulling all work. I believe. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, also these Avaris, I have a good feeling, and Moth, I don't know, it's difficult to understand. Mamoon.
I feel like Moth is kind of a lost kitten without others, right? He needs people to work with, and he hasn't really found the scheduling and the whole team dynamic relationship.
Stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
But I feel like if they can get Hydra organized and get things moving there, that Moth actually has a lot of potential to step up and keep learning, you know. So hopefully that happens, but obviously I don't think he's going to be able to do it on his own. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think that this thing that's happening is definitely a lot of the fact that Ate, she's like, I mean, Ate is going full force. She's been working a lot, really a lot. I've never seen Ate working like so much.
I mean, she almost took on
deals verification alone. She did base token calculation alone. Huh? Yeah, she almost took on exactly what. Yeah. I'm glad about that. And yeah, she's very strong as a personality. So we'll see.
Yeah, and I have no doubt she could do it. She could probably do Globus and French under one circumstance. We had a full budget, and she could focus full time on that, right? If we could pay her, I mean, literally full time paying Ate to do Globus and French would be like $500 a month. Would be enough to get Global and French started with just if Ate had no other responsibilities. Unfortunately, we can't do that because we need Ate for all our other responsibilities. So, but literally,
now,
if we got if we did recruitment, hired more people, and we didn't need Ate to do the normal work, we could literally just say, Ate, you are now hired to set up Globish and French for $500 a week. Check, done. She probably would do it for $300 a week, and then take, you know, tokens for everything else based on what she's implying to us. So, anyways, that is just amazing.
Yeah, everything's very cool. Yeah. Yes, looking forward to tomorrow and to taking these 3 days off and coming back because it's gonna become really. I mean, it's becoming, but I mean, the curve is really getting steep on the outside. Yeah. I mean, you too. You can feel it. There is this force that is like aboard. It's like being in the middle of a river in the storm that you're just it just takes you wherever you want. And yeah, that's the feeling I have. But in control, right? You know that you don't have control, but the thing is not hurting you and taking you in a way that you can't you can't really avoid it. I mean, you're in it. I mean, my biggest problem is this kind of still forced
Time to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
this forced separation with my two lives still. So perfect. Gonna close soon that chapter. I mean, I it's all about the energy for me now. It's like I feel things before I even think about them, and it's very interesting in general. Also, I mean, what you said before, what you explained before about the method, it's really cool because it's very complementary, or I mean, I don't know if complementary is the right word, but I mean, it's kind of the same idea that to me is the what I call the cosmic master merge, right? But I mean, I'm very limited. I mean, I'm a mule, right? I'm a mule. So I understand things, but I don't have like the vision, right, to create something. Not even like a grain of sand of you have created, but if you put me there, like I don't know, like, the universe, the trajectories of our life put us. I mean, I'm a mule. I go, I push because I really believe that we can help this corrupted world become a better place. All right, check. I think this was kind of my check. So yes, gonna be working on what I said before. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. Cool. All right, awesome. Good work. I'll
Thank you so
talk
much,
to you.
guys. Very good
All right.
work. Yeah.
For sure.